So how bad is the market looking right now after the SVS collapse? Why is it going to be a matter of concern not just only for the traditional market but for crypto market as well? As you can see, I have prepared some very interesting scenario which could be unfolding next in the price action of Bitcoin. But what I want you guys to do is to listen to this 3-minute video clip, because this 3-minute video clip will make a lot of things very clear.
We are starting to get a more precise sense of what it means when Joe Biden brags about the strongest and most equitable economic recovery in modern history. What it means is it could be time to buy gold and stockpile food. Oh, there's a deal on Russian steel case? I think I'll pick up a pallet. Just kidding, sort of. Yesterday, some of the biggest banks in this country, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, collectively lost more than $50 billion in market value in one day. That's quite a hit. On the other hand, those banks still exist, and you can't say that for Silicon Valley Bank. As of this morning, Silicon Valley Bank, or SVB, has gone under completely. That makes the second biggest bank failure in the history of this country. And the significant, SVB financed nearly half of all venture-backed healthcare and technology companies in the United States. It also apparently held significant cash reserves for some of the biggest cryptocurrencies, and it's now gone. Federal regulators have renamed it and taken it over, and that means an awful lot of people lost an awful lot of money. And no, most of that money was not insured, no matter what they tell you. The FDIC only guarantees bank deposits up to $250,000. And according to some reports, more than 90% of all deposits at SVB exceeded that. And it's unclear whether those people ever see their money again. In fact, when customers showed up at SVB's branch in Manhattan today to get their deposits back, managers called the police. So what we have here is a 1929-style bank run, and that's not a good sign for anyone. The question is whether the people who run SVB saw it coming. The CEO, a man called Greg Becker, apparently sold more than $2 million in bank stock over the last 2 weeks. According to the site Unusual Whales, several other high-level employees of SVB, including Chief Marketing Officer Michelle Draper, Chief Operations Officer Phil Cox, General Counsel Michael Zuckert, all sold significant amounts of stock in SVB this year. Did those employees know their bank was in trouble? We don't know. And once again, where were the regulators who were supposed to prevent this? Once again, we don't know. And the business press supposed to be telling ordinary people what's happening with business? Apparently nobody noticed anything. In fact, as with the FTX crypto scam, you may recall, self-described financial experts in the media were busy promoting Silicon Valley Bank as a great investment that would last forever. The formerly great but now quite embarrassing Forbes magazine, in fact, named SVB to its list of America's best banks, not once, but 5 years in a row.
Now, there you go, the massive destruction what is unfolding right now. So that's why the Fed is holding an emergency meeting on Monday, which is tomorrow, amid SPV's swift collapse. And you know what? This picture actually makes a lot of sense. You can see banking crisis or inflation crisis, which one to choose, because if the Fed decides to hike up the interest rate in the upcoming FOMC, that means we are going to see much more worse scenarios in the upcoming days, upcoming weeks, even for the upcoming months. But if they decide to save the bank, what's with the inflation? What's with the inflation crisis and hardworking people's lives? So that's why tomorrow is definitely going to be a very interesting day. So please prepare yourself accordingly, because we know it's not just only the US market, but even USDC was de-paging yesterday. But now you can see after some rally, it started showing weakness. So if the price of USDC fails to page again around $1 tomorrow, then that might create another bigger danger for crypto market. Yes, this could be another destruction just like Luna, just like FTX, and I think this one could be even worse. So guys, we have to prepare ourselves accordingly. So before I jump into the scenarios now, please destroy that like button if you haven't done it yet, and for those individuals watching for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now looking at this 2B reversal top, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to continue even lower. Our price objective is around 18,000, but the reason why the price started showing this relief rally after approaching around this 19,500 is because that's the golden pocket level. Yes, after reaching the golden pocket level, the price started showing this small relief rally. And now since we are hovering around this 20,000 range, what is going to happen next? Because tomorrow if USDC fails to get back to $1, then guys, this could trigger another tsunami in the market, and we have to prepare ourselves in that case, because this golden pocket will not help us. This is just a psychological support for Bitcoin at this stage around 19,500. And we also know, if we look at this in a very simple way, guys, the reason why the price came back around 19,500 along with this golden pocket support line was also because that was the top from 2017. So there was a lot of confluence around that area. We can see that very clearly. The same line which rejected the price acted as a support, but this is exactly where we are, right? So what to expect next if this support gets broken? Because if this support gets broken, it's very simple, guys. The next area of confluence could bring the price of Bitcoin around 14,000 range. Yes, this 14,000 could also be looked as the next potential target if the price fails to hold the 19,500 and even breaking the support which you have around 18,000 range. And why this would make a lot of sense, because getting attracted towards this 14,000 line, getting attracted towards the next area of confluence will also make this psychology of market cycle play out perfectly. Because according to the market psychology chart, we are in this anger phase, and after anger phase the price heads towards the depression, and in our case this depression phase has not arrived. So that's why this trend here, if this is an actual rejection, if this is an actual continuation to head towards to form a new lower low, right, lower than the previous low, in that case this scenario will play out perfectly, and even the psychology of market cycle will play out perfectly before price starts showing this accumulation and also end this depression and start heading towards this disbelief. But what in the immediate short term, this is a bigger picture, but in the immediate short term we are going to focus on this Bitcoin chart where support resistance plays an important role. Yes, in this chart we have found out each and every time the price of Bitcoin has got attracted towards the previous temporary line of support or resistance, we have seen a very nice relief rally playing out. We got hammered, and after that we saw this price retracement. Similar scenario unfolded here. Price showed this relief rally, but this relief rally ended after price reaching the next area of support and resistance. We got hammered, another bigger retracement. So in the immediate short term we said if this here is going to be a relief rally, then around 21,000 to 21,500 is where we could be heading before price gets hammered and also start with this corrective movement, because according to this rising trend line our price objective is going to be around 18,000 range, which is still open. And also along with this dead cat bounce trading pattern from the top till the bottom line, whenever we have seen this relief rally happening, the relief rally has ended after we came across this 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci line before getting rejected before starting this downtrend. And now if this exact scenario is going to play out, we could be getting attracted towards this 0.5 to 0.618, which is around 21,000 to 21,460, or let's say 21,500 range, along with this crypto buy sell indicator, which is going to be acting as additional resistance around that area. So getting rejection around that area means we could be again starting this downtrend following the previous movement. I mean this lower highs, lower lows continuation movement for Bitcoin. Even though we are aware right now the MACD is turning bullish in a 4-hour time frame, but RSI is still below 50. We need RSI also come across 50 level to expect this relief rally to continue towards 21,000 to 21,500 range. But failing to come across this line means we are also lacking momentum. So lacking momentum means the price could reverse to the south. So that's why, guys, that's why we need a final confirmation also from this RSI to expect this relief rally to continue further, because we know even with this simple falling trend line, I was very clear. We have seen this falling trend line acting as one very important line of support also in a 4-hour time frame. Each and every time we tested around this falling trend line, we had a relief rally, right? Maybe this was not a big relief rally, but we did saw price bouncing off this falling trend line, and this is exactly what happened yesterday. Price tested the support and then started showing this relief rally. So in our case, if this relief rally is going to continue here, then from this top till the bottom line, the dead cat bounce scenario 0.5 to 0.61, it's where we could be getting gravitated before price again starts showing this bearishness, because it's not just only the resistance from this 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci line, or even this crypto buy sell indicator, even the previous temporary support and resistance line, but also the volume profile. Yes, this high volume node around this area, this is going to be additional resistance for Bitcoin around that price range, and we are expecting a massive sell off as soon as we get rejection around that area. And why? Because we know, guys, we know the S&P 500 is also lacking momentum and also flashing a big warning sign, because we know today is Sunday, so tomorrow the market is going to open again. So if the S&P 500 starts showing further weakness, also re-enter inside the descending broadening wedge, then we have to forget this relief rally, and in that case 18,000, and in the worst case even around 14,000 could be on the line. I know many don't want to hear this, but I'm being very realistic with you guys in this case. But what in case if something good come out from this federal meeting, or let's say someone does bails them out? Will the market react? And if that is going to happen, I mean, if the market is going to take that positively, if some bailout is going to happen, what in that case? In that case, guys, we will be looking at this one scenario. Yes, this here is a bump and reversal pattern which is being flashed here in an hourly time frame. Please listen carefully. This here is in an hourly time frame. So if the market does see some positive news coming tomorrow and starts acting accordingly, in that case, definitely the relief rally scenario will be on the line, and even the bump and run reversal will be on the line. So according to this bump and run reversal, the price here could be showing a very similar movement, range bound, and slowly getting attracted towards this falling trend line, because this falling trend line in the past price action has acted as a strong line of resistance, and we are also expecting a very similar scenario to play out here. Rejection, price breaking out of it, coming back to test the support, and then starting with this uphill run, just like as shown here in an example. But for this bullish scenario to play out, the price of Bitcoin alone cannot do anything, guys. We also need S&P 500 to come back above this falling trend line, or the upper line from this descending broadening wedge, and also Fed must do some magic tomorrow. So guys, please do not over leverage yourself today or tomorrow, because I am expecting some very volatile movement to happen. So please be careful and use proper risk management strategies. So these were some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.